the recording. Today is another topic specific live stream, which means that I will be answering questions, but only related to the topic, which is a blue card, salary increase, everything around that. This will also be a pretty short live stream, I believe, because it's just like a brief information. But of course, if you have questions, write them in the comments, ask now during the live stream. I'll be happy to answer them. So firstly, if you don't know what is a blue card, that's probably not really important for you, this live stream, and I recommend checking some of my previous videos or our blog on movetoprague.com, where you can read more about that. Briefly, it's a residence permit based on employment, where you need to meet some specific requirements, and the two main requirements there are at least bachelor's degree, and your salary must be above some limit. That's related to what I will be talking about today. The limit for blue cards is based on the Czech national average, and specifically it's 1.5 of Czech national average. And this average is always announced by the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs, and it's valid always for a year from the 1st of May that year, so let's say 1st of May 2025, until the end of April of the next year, so until the last of April, 30th of April 2026. So these numbers I will be talking about today are valid for the next 1 year until the end of April 2026. So the Czech national average, based on this announcement of the Czech Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs, is 46,165 crowns a month gross salary. So maybe also let me know if you think this is like a fine salary, or if you have that, maybe, okay, let me know if you have more than that, more than average, or if you have less than average. So let's see if like how are my followers doing in this regard. So 46,165 is the national average, and based on that, the minimum requirement for a blue card is 1.5 that, which means at this point 69,248 gross salary. So if we say 70,000 crowns is the minimum requirement for blue cards now, it's basically correct. Now, what it means for you or for your employer, what these numbers mean in real life. Okay, so one thing is that if you don't have the blue card yet and you want to apply for it, and it does not really matter if you want to do it like in the Czech Republic because you have an employee card and you want to switch to a blue card, or if you have a student residence permit, you want to switch to a blue card, or if you're not in the Czech Republic at all and you want to apply through an embassy, through a Czech embassy for a blue card from the very beginning. So what it means for you is that your employer needs to advertise the position which you will be hired for a blue card, and the salary there must be at least this, let's say 70,000 crowns, and also that is the minimum number that must be in your employment contract. And one thing to mention here is that's the basic salary or the base salary. So you cannot have like 50,000 crowns base and then like 20,000 crowns like based on your performance or something like that. So in total it makes 70, because some months it might not be 70, in some months it might be just the 50 because you didn't make any commission or whatever, and you don't get the 20% or 20,000 extra. So your base salary must be above this. If you are already here and you have the blue card, then there are two potential like things how this influences you. First, if your salary is below 70,000 crowns now, which is still following last year's rules, which was something around 65, I think, 65 and 15 crowns or something like that. So if your salary is say 66,000 crowns, then it cannot be like that anymore if you want to keep the blue card. So your employer must increase your salary to at least match the 70,000 crowns requirement. And same thing basically applies if you want to change employers. If you have the blue card and you want to change employers, then also the new job you will be hired for must pay you at least the 70,000 crowns, or 69,248 crowns a month gross. That's how it relates to you in real life. And let's now see one question. This is someone who's a member, like a pay-in member. So I'll answer that question just because of that. But I don't think it's relevant to this topic. But since she's a pay-in member, I'll do that. So hello, sir. Dorzilach. Hello, sir. I'm the Filipino applicant in Morocco, done with visa appearance and just waiting for the result. What is the average percentage of refusal for employee card? I cannot say. We usually don't get employee cards denied. So for us, it would be like 99.9% success rate. But if you don't do it through us, then there are two questions. Like one is about you and like if all the documents are correct and all that. Which is doable and it's fine. It most likely is okay. But the other thing is how solid is your employer? And then it depends. If it's some like big company or known company or international company or just like solid company that has already a couple of employees, it's been existing for some time, then the chances are pretty good. If that was some like shady employer just for the employee card purposes, but they don't really employ anyone, or if it's an agency, or if it's some small company that might potentially have problems with paying social security for their employees or healthcare, stuff like that, that might potentially create problem for you as well. Because for the employee, for most of other visas, you are the important part. The ministry checks you and your motivation to move here. In case of the employee card and the blue card actually as well, that's a similar rule. But if with the blue card, if they offer you 70,000 crowns net at least, that already gives more credibility. So it's easier to get approved. But anyway, for the employee card and blue card, the most important part is the employer. So the employer must be solid and then the application will be approved. If the employer is not solid, then the application might be denied. So there is no like a general number, but if your employer is solid and you had all the documents and they were correct, then you should be pretty fine. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. Hopefully this was useful. If it was, please like, comment, share it with someone you know who could benefit from it, who was looking for this information or might appreciate it. And I will see you again on Thursday, Monday, until the end of the world. Bye-bye, guys.